And it's not like they actually maintain this presence either. Why the ADL making a statement about how what was it? Oh, Palestinian state recognition. Why is an American civil rights organization that's tasked with combating hate of all sorts making a press release about we're going to cover the California newlyweds say Fed trick wife in the ICE detention, and fear not, we're also going to cover the federal judge and his landmark decision as well in defense of the First Amendment. Guys, please stop sending me the Michael penis grinder shit. I don't like. I know every day there's another update. Every day, is it happening or not? I feel like this guy's just simply farming. Okay, every day there's another update. Show me the penis, man. I just want to see the penis. I want to see Michael penis. Okay, some of y'all are so ready, so excitable, so easily duped by blue and on shit. Goddamn. Yeah, put the penis in the bag. Fox News discusses whether ladies' man Barron Trump fucks or not and is laying pipe on his new girlfriend. What the? Fox host creepily speculated about whether Barron Trump, 19, had sex on his date. Ew. Ugh. Yeah. By the way, FBI Director Kash Patel's cut ties with the ADL. Elon Musk is apparently also pushing the FBI to cut ties as well, saying the ADL is a hate group. The larger problem with the ADL designated Turning Point USA as a hate group is that the FBI allows the ADL to FBI allows ADL to what? Proving this training to agents? God, what kind of just write normally, man? What? The ADL is deeply embedded within law enforcement. They must be removed immediately. I mean, I'll take it. That's a dub. It's for the dumbest reason possible, but accidentally. Yes, I know the ADL trains FBI agents. I know. The reason is that the ADL listed TPUSA as an extremist hate group within their glossary, and the backlash followed, so they deleted the whole glossary on extremism, which is awesome. Okay? Awesome. Yet another amazing moment of accidental anti-Zionism from the administration. Love that. Many more to come, I hope. Oh, yep. Broken clock, baby. Also, I have noticed another thing that was also popping on Twitter. Now that they have TikTok, now that TikTok is in the hands of someone who's very openly pro-Israel, now they've finally moved their crosshairs back to Twitter. The anti-Semitism running rampant on Twitter. If only there was one platform where anti-Semitism was always running rampant on. Only after they captured TikTok, they turned their crosshairs back to Twitter. Assholes, dude. Suck my assholes. Let them fight. Let them fight, dude. The ADL. James Comey wrote love letters to the ADL and embedded FBI agents with them, a group that ran disgraceful ops spying on Americans. That era is over. This FBI won't partner with political fronts masquerading as watchdogs. Rare do-nothing win moment? If you think the do-nothing win moments are rare, you haven't been paying attention. I've been getting a lot of those. Yeah, another reason was because ADL is anti-Christian. Yes. This, for the record, is a literal... Okay, the ADL is not saying anyone who believes in the Christian identity is a part of a hate group. They're saying Christian identity is a hate group. Which is true. It actually is, by the way. Christian identity is a Christian nationalist extremist group. Like Identity Europa is not about the European identity. You know what I mean? It's a fascist front. The group named Christian Identity is a hate group. Bend the arc. Anti-Semitism doesn't live in a vacuum. It can only be dismantled alongside other forms of oppression in solidarity with all who are threatened by white nationalism. The ADL is abandoning this truth, capitulating to a movement endangering all of us. The ADL has been yielding to the MAGA movement since Trump's inauguration, even egregiously defending Elon Musk's Nazi salute. And for folding to authoritarians in exchange for a false promise of Jewish safety, what does the ADL get in return? Viciously attacked by the same groups they cozied up to. Yeah, because they suck. Okay? They suck. They're getting attacked for some of the only legitimate things that they did. And the only reason why they were trying to establish legitimacy as a real civil rights organization was so they could better serve Israel. So they could come across as like a legitimate civil rights organization and not a Knesset-funded hate group that is simply there to dox and deplatform critics of Israel. And it's not like they actually maintain this presence either. Why the ADL making a statement about how what was it? Oh, Palestinian state recognition. Why is an American civil rights organization that's tasked with combating hate of all sorts making a press release about France recognizing the Palestinian state? Why? Because they only care about defending the apartheid. It is the Apartheid Defense League. That's it. Every other thing that they do, even if they accidentally arrive at like a decent glossary, okay, that is all done at the behest of legitimizing the ADL as a civil rights organization so they can better serve the Israel project. And now, some of the good work that they did in defense of Israel, of course, to legitimize themselves so they can better serve Israel, is biting them in the ass. And yes, Elon has been retweeting open and active neo-Nazis over and over again. He's really close to having to visit Auschwitz again. High-level information equals white people bad. The anti-white monstrosity known as the ADL should be expelled from the United States of America. The vast majority of Jewish people are white, if not peak white, so this really makes no sense. Once again, it's okay to be white, and white lives matter are hate symbols. They are. They are designed to be innocuous, just like the OK signal is. Okay? Contextually, it can come across as a totally innocuous and totally appropriate statement to make, but when deployed by white nationalists, is a way to signify that you are a white nationalist. It is a dog whistle. That's the reason why it's a substitute from the Sig Heil, for example, because everybody understands what the Sig Heil is. That's the entire purpose of dog whistles, is just to offer plausible deniability. Okay? It's so stupid. They're not saying that anyone that says it's okay to be white or anyone that says white lives matter, even though I can't really think of any other use for either of these terms in a normal conversation. Okay? The OK signal isn't a good thing anymore. Man, stop. No. You're misunderstanding my point. Like, contextually, you can throw up the OK signal when you're saying okay, or like when you do the, when you put it beneath your crotch area so you can get a free punch on your friend. Okay? Yeah, you looked. Yeah, like that. Okay? Classic bit. But if you're like a white supremacist shooter and you throw it up, then it's a signal to other white supremacists. That's it. That's what context is. You know ball, big bro. Yeah, I know. Today, Trump's FBI director even cut the agency's ties with the ADL. Collaborating never keeps you safe. Getting into the good graces of those who want to destroy democracy, attacking our neighbors, and build a country for themselves. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to keep it $1.50. I think Bend the Arc Jewish Action here is speaking to the ADL as though there's any sort of legitimacy. There isn't. From start to finish, the ADL has, I don't know, I can't speak for like its founding, like, but in the 80s and well into the 90s, they were actively spying on American Jews and black people in America for the South African apartheid regime. Okay. So they haven't really been a real advocacy group for Jews for quite a while. I will say, let them fight. Let them fight. Fantastic. They're, one of my ops. So, but it is true. Tracking extremism and hate is important, except they cynically used their position as like being the premier the premier institution for combating anti-Semitism to openly defend Israel over and over and over again. Yeah. The ADL was also literally started in 1913 to defend saying that he was convicted because of anti-Semitism. Wait, what? No, the Leo Frank case is not like a fake, dude. The reason why it was started The reason why it was started was because the reason why it started was to actually combat anti-Semitism. That's not bullshit. It was also before Israel existed, right? Or no, was it after Israel existed? Hold on. Yeah, 1913. Yeah. ADL in its modern formation, ADL in its modern formation started off with a valid purpose, a decent purpose to combat anti-Semitic hatred. Okay? We're talking about a time when Jews were actually getting dunked on. Let's be real. What the fuck are you talking about? America literally told Jews to fuck off when they were escaping the Holocaust. Let's be real. I think some of you guys are looking at you're looking at history with today's eyes. Okay, it's a little ridiculous. Calm down. In any case, it is pretty funny that people are mad at the ADL for the one correct thing that they did. And the correct thing that they were doing simply to present themselves as a legitimate force, like as a legitimate civil rights organization, just so they can infiltrate like progressive circles and control the conversation against Israel. The ADL can suck my. Obviously, nothing's gonna happen to the ADL because they've done more post October 7, and you know. That's obviously that obviously is an indication that they're not going anywhere anytime soon. But hold on. But having said that, if you're a progressive, if you're at MSNBC, if you're a booker, and you see the ADL doing shit like this in order to cave and capitulate to the Trump administration, as they have done so over and over again, and you still book that bald fuck, Jonathan Greenblatt, to talk about anti-Semitism, and it's not actually talking about anti-Semitism, it's talking about like all the people that are shitting on Israel, you're a fucking corrupt loser, okay? You're an absolute dumbass. This dude defended Elon Musk Sig Heiling at the fucking inauguration, man. What the hell are we doing? And there are still motherfuckers in mainstream news that go to Jonathan Greenblatt to be like, oh, can you talk about the rising crisis of anti-Semitism? Like, the rising crisis of hate in this country? Yeah, they deleted their fucking extremism glossary because the Republicans got mad at them. And you're still treating them seriously? Get the fuck out of here. If you're in mainstream news and your bosses are like, oh, we got to go to Jonathan Greenblatt for this, be like, come on, man. Can we be fucking sincere, please? Anyway, bro, they about to upload a new list that just says twitch.tv/HasanAbi. Yeah, they got fucking destroyed on Wikipedia first. Anyway, now they had to delete their glossary. So fraudulent. And the FBI still cooking them. Good. They deserve it.